Joined by a couple veteran guys on a great Worland Warrior soccer team, talking with Court Gonsalez and Jorey Anderson. And guys, thank you for taking some time here this morning to visit with me. You guys continue to have success, and you're coming off an absolutely blizzard win at Cody last night. How was it to play in conditions where the pitch is completely covered in snow?
Honestly, I would say it just felt like the old days, like in like Snickers Cup when we would play around. That would be a warm day for Snickers Cup, but it was pretty fun. I mean, all the guys kind of embraced it, and we just, we couldn't control the weather, so we just tried to control what we could control. We came out, and they got an early lead, but we just thought there's a little bit of adversity and came back in the end.
I understand they wanted to stop the match, Court, at halftime with a 1-0 lead. I honestly can't blame Cody, but what happened in the second half that turned it around for you guys, you think?
Yeah, Ron was telling us in the huddle, he's like, what it meant to happen will happen. And he's telling us that, we'll come out and we'll be ready. And so we went up there and we heard that they wanted to stop the game. And so we got in our huddle and we're like, we got to score quick because they're going to stop it at any moment. And we went out there and did our thing kind of.
So for both of you, describe what it's like to kind of play in a program that has such high expectations year in, year out. How do you guys deal with that? Jorey?
Well, coming into the program, they were already dominant my freshman year coming in, so it was pretty hard to get used to everything just coming into a program that was so successful. Won a state championship my freshman year, and it was just fun adapting to it because everybody's so welcoming here. All the seniors like ahead of me and everything, all the classes above, they're just great soccer players, and they're just super accepting of the young kids and all the talent really that we knew we could have. So it's just all a matter of we know how to play and work hard, and then just everybody around being welcoming to everybody.
How would you describe it, Court?
Yeah, like you said, all the guys are super welcoming. And in my freshman year, the season got canceled, so I came in my sophomore year, and it's like not my first time seeing the guys, so like they were all nice and they're welcoming, and so yeah, that's about it.
Speaking of that, how different was it to go from no soccer to almost full throttle last year to really back to normal now? How would you kind of describe that, guys?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going from middle school to high school is a huge difference because the pace is a lot faster. So I didn't really have the experience my freshman year, but
right.
Sophomore year, a couple games were getting used to it and stuff, and then after that, you kind of got used to the play. So,
Jorey, you guys are on a long win streak. I know you don't like to talk about it. Coach doesn't like to bring it up. How do you guys focus in on that one game at a time? What does it take from a mental approach to focus on just one game at a time?
Like Ron said earlier, he just tries to give us in a mindset that we got to be 1-0 on the day. And that mindset is kind of our whole culture. And if we just kind of think that if we can be better than the team we're playing today, then we can just keep it rolling. But most of the guys, we don't try to think about the win streak too much. We just think about getting better every day and just trying to win. But I would say that it takes quite a bit of mental, strength just to kind of put that behind you and everything. But I think the guys do it well, and I think we just go out there and play, not knowing the streak, and just try to get a win.
All right, for both of you, let's start with you, Court. How do you describe how you play on the soccer field? That's a tough question. You got to kind of self-diagnose yourself a little bit.
I'd say more on the aggressive side. I like to, people call it kind of bodying kids. I kind of like to do that. So that's kind of how I play.
All right. Yeah. Jorey, how would you describe how Court plays?
I would definitely say he goes out there and he works hard and he does body a lot of kids. He's really good at using his body, and he's super technical too. And he's like one of the most unselfish kids I've ever played with. So he gets the ball distributed really well while he can make something good for himself. So I would say that he's definitely one of our backbones of the team.
If he's such a guy that bodies, does he get a lot of fouls?
Surprisingly, he doesn't. He must be like really good friends with all the refs because he doesn't get any fouls. He also doesn't get any called on him. So I guess it kind of goes hand in hand.
After this, Court, you look for more foul calls, I'm guessing. I'm going to jinx you. Jorey, how do you describe how you play?
I would say like Court, I try to use my body a lot, but I would say I'm an energizing kind of guy. I'm always, happy, and I'm just always talking to everybody. I try to use my voice a lot and just kind of try to open up the field like that. And I'd say I'm a little technical too. I like to dribble a little bit, but I would definitely say use my body and probably distribute the ball.
All right, Court, how do you describe Jorey?
I'd say a little bit more than a little technical. He's pretty technical, and he loves to body people too. And I mean, if someone scores a goal, he's always the first one there and high-fiving you, giving you energy and stuff like that. And he's like, let's keep going and stuff like that. He's a great leader out there.
All right, Jorey, how do you describe 3A boys soccer this year?
I would say it's kind of up in the air, honestly. I think a lot of teams are kind of trying to decide who they are as a team. It's pretty early right now, but there's a few teams that got a lot of games in, teams like Powell and Lander and Cody. You know, I would just say we haven't really ran through all those guys yet, but I would say it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really competitive, and I think overall it's gonna be a pretty good season for everybody.
Court, who's your toughest competition that you feel?
I'd say probably Powell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why? What makes them so tough to play?
I mean, they're really technical too, and they match up with us pretty well. They got a good midfield, and they got a good right outside back that sometimes gives Cole trouble, but you know, Cole, he's just really good. So, and their back four is pretty good. They just match up well with us.
All right, let's have some fun. Who's got the prettiest shot on the team? Who can really bend it?
Cole, probably.
Yeah, probably Cole. Cole or Jackson. Jackson, our left side back, has got a little bit of bend on him too.
Yeah. Who's taking all the free kicks?
Cole.
Yeah.
And Cole and Court. Cole and Court kind of switch every now and then.
So what's your kind of approach, Court, when you're on a free kick? Depending upon where it is on the field, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just barely outside the 18, I'm gonna shoot that, and I'm looking for the open goal, and that's just try and get it in there. But
Now, don't lie. Have you ever lined up for a free kick and just been like, man, I need to drill this kid that's in the wall?
when I was little, I did that. I thought that.
Oh, hey, every once in a while it happens, right? Yeah. Who mishits the most kicks?
Gosh, if we're in practice, I'd say it's our keeper, Cade. He doesn't. He mishits passes too. He's funny.
All right. Favorite place to play?
Powell, I would say Powell. Powell or Lander. I like Lander's field a lot.
Yeah, I like Landers field too.
Why?
I don't know. It just is nice. I just like and they have that black track around it. It looks really good.
Okay.
But Powell, I would say the atmosphere in Powell is crazy. You know, everybody kind of comes to the soccer games, and so it's just a different kind of atmosphere when you play in Powell on like a Friday night.
Gotcha. Do you prefer to play on turf or grass?
I prefer turf. Yeah, I feel so fast on turf compared to grass. It's.
Have you clocked yourself?
What's that?
Have you clocked yourself? Have you done any speed tests, grass versus turf?
I haven't. No.
All right. Who is the fastest guy on the team?
Coulter.
Yeah.
Coulter Wyman. All right.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Who's the slowest guy on the team, but he thinks he's fast?
Gavin Schneider.
Gavin Schneider.
He plays right outside back.
Who is the jokester on the team?
Cade Weber, our keeper.
Okay. Who is super serious but maybe needs to just lighten up a little bit?
Ron Overcast.
Got to pick a teammate though.
Super serious. Probably like Riley Blood. He's super serious, but he laughs a lot. We have a lot of fun, honestly. We all like to joke around, but.
What's your favorite thing to do on bus trips? Jorey? I've already asked Court this one because going back to basketball, but what about for you?
Probably we used to have a big speaker that we were allowed to bring on the bus, you know. And
you can't bring it now?
Well, yeah, it's kind of complicated, but, you know, we used to have a big speaker and we would listen to it the whole way. But if not, we kind of all just sit and talk, honestly. Have fun again.
Yeah. What's the worst part about the bus trips?
It smells really bad, honestly. Like, especially after soccer games, everybody's bag is smelling bad. It's not the best.
That's where you wish you could actually shower, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. What is it like, both of you? I'll start with you, Court. Describe what it's like to play for Coach Overcast and the staff.
It's a huge pleasure, and I mean I've not really played for him, but I've gone to his like open fields and stuff like that since I was little, and he's always been welcoming and he's always brought me into the program as if I was in the program. So that's amazing. So.
Yeah. What about for you, Jorey? How would you describe Coach?
I would say that he's so dedicated. I mean, you'd never find anybody really as dedicated as him. He's always working in the off time. He's always watching film. He's always keeping up with the guys. You know, we'd be playing basketball, me and Court playing basketball. We look up in the stands and there's Ron Overcast watching our games. And so, you know, it's pretty fun playing for him. And then, like I said, like he was talking about the JV coach, Jesus Davila, he does really good with the JV program. And he helps out with the varsity a lot too. And then we have Jared Kraft who comes in, and he's just a volunteer. So he comes in with the keepers and works with them. And it's a really big difference for us. And then we have a lot of ex-players that come back. Just a lot of knowledge that you can soak up, honestly.
Gotcha. All right. Why do you love soccer so much?
Go ahead, Court.
Go, Court.
You know, I don't know. It's just fun. Ever since I was a kid, I just kind of liked it. It's being out there. You're outside. You're running. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of fun for me. And
all right. That's all right. What about for you, Jorey?
I would say just playing with the guys, honestly, just going out there and just running around with a bunch of your friends, you know, it's probably the best part for me. And then it's probably like the most fun sport, as if like you want to mess around and joke around with the guys. And it's pretty fun.
Gotcha. All right. Last question. And I need an answer from both of you. What is it going to take to continue and just, you know, get to where you want to be by the end of the year? Court, let's start with you.
I'd say just taking every practice seriously and going in there and putting 100% in the practice. And Ron always says, like, the harder we practice, the sooner we'll get done. So we gotta just go in there with 100%. So.
Gotcha. What about for you, Jorey? Anything else you'd add?
Yeah, I'd probably add just know who we can rely on with the leaders. I say everybody on the team. We know that we can handle adversity. You know, last night being down 1-0, that hasn't happened for a while. But now that we know that we can come back, you know, late in the game, I think that's going to help us out. And just knowing when to play good soccer at the right time. And I think everybody's kind of bought into the point where we're going to be playing some pretty good soccer here in a month.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for your time this morning, especially on a day off. But I appreciate it, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Yeah,
Thank you.